Stop watching videos. No. Seriously. You want to be successful, don't you? So I'll give you another chance. Go ahead and close out of this video if you don't want to face the truth. The past 2 months, I came to the conclusion that I spend far too much time consuming content. I watch anything from YouTube to streams to TV series, and ultimately, I'm working a full-time job as a consumer. So today I'm cutting out entertainment and strictly becoming a creator. But there's one problem. Austin Kleon in his book Steal Like an Artist emphasizes the need to gain inspiration from others in order to improve your creativity and your own work. But how am I supposed to do that while cutting out entertainment? Well, here are the rules. No entertainment if it's not productive. This could be TV, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, etc., but not audiobooks or music. Number 2, entertainment for inspiration or learning, but only allowed up to 30 minutes. This could be YouTube videos on how to do something or to see how someone edited something. Instagram for outfit inspo or YouTube for thumbnail inspo. Number 3, spend at least 3 hours outside of the house. I have the habit of spending days in a row where I don't leave the house, so this is a way to facilitate being out more often. Right about now, you're probably asking yourself, wasn't this supposed to be all entertainment? Well, no. So I'm not some sort of productivity or hustle culture guru that's going to tell you that you have to work 24 hours a day to be able to be successful, because it's just not realistic. I can't be the only one that notices that successful people don't spend a lot of time consuming content. So it's relative. If you typically spend a lot of time consuming content like I do, cutting it down from 8 hours to 4 hours is a massive difference. And maybe you're a hyper-productive adult that spends less than an hour a day consuming content. Well, this video is not for you. So let's get started. Say the average person spends around 8 hours of their day consuming digital content. That could be TikToks, Instagram, YouTube, Netflix, anything online. Here's a great example. Can you remember what you watched yesterday? How about the day before that? I can reliably remember TV series and movies that I watched, but I probably can't name more than 2 YouTube videos or TikToks that I watched even in the last couple hours, let alone couple days. This is one of the reasons I believe I can't remember what happened or what I did during a chunk of time, because what I did and what many people did was consume content mindlessly and do nothing. So instead of spending half of your day consuming content, what if we spent a chunk of that time on creating it? So often we get too addicted to being comfortable, so it's important to do something new and get out of your comfort zone in order to live a life that you'll remember. Otherwise, every day just starts blending together. For those of us that stay inside too much, here's a challenge for you. Tomorrow, go out to a cafe, the library, or anywhere that you can reliably get work done that's public, and do what you would normally do at home. Just going somewhere public feels so much more social, so much more productive. It really helps you get perspective on how life is meant to be. Being chronically online and at home is a great way to make you feel isolated and, in my opinion, leads to anxiety. So what you're going to do is take your things, go to a public space, and go sit there and work or hang out for a little bit. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Then everything will feel easier. So I just came out of the coffee shop. It was a great time. I got a ton of work done. I'm not super used to waking up early, getting out in public spaces, going to random things like this that popped up this week. Some of the most social you could ever be is just out in public, and the fact that we spend too much time inside is really what leads to tons of problems. So getting outside today and the past couple of days and consuming less content has been like such a refreshing time for me. I mean, you spend so much time inside that things just don't seem the same when you go outside anymore. So I think it's really important. Now I'm just gonna go explore downtown. I haven't really been around too much. I lived here all my life and I've never walked around downtown. So I'm gonna do that for fun and see if I can get some cool clips out of it. I can say that when I wake up early, I tend to get a lot more done. And that's not necessarily because waking up early leads to more hours in your day, because that's not real. I've been waking up pretty close to 10:30 every day and going to sleep around 11:30. So I'm only up for around 12 to 13 hours. You should not be sleeping that much. I think when you cut back on oversleeping, you very literally do gain those hours back in your day. So if you're sleeping too much, cut back on those, wake up a little bit earlier, and you'll actually gain back those hours in the day. You can get so much more done in a day when you have 14 or 16 hours as opposed to 11 or 12. I wouldn't say that I got a ton more work done than I would normally do in a day, but I will say that I was much more focused and I got things that are normally done sequentially done much easier. When you spend less time multitasking and more time directly focused on a goal, you get that done so much easier and with so much less stress. And I think cutting out entertainment for me was a way to force myself to do the things that I may have put off. And it was a way to actually get things done that mattered. It's getting pretty late, so I'm gonna head back home and probably get a few more things done. Maybe edit some photos, video editing, we'll see. One thing that I noticed was I actually had a lot more energy during the day, and that carried on until later on at 9:30, 10 o'clock, even though I'd already been up 14, 15 hours at that point. This is something that you should really keep in mind when you're pursuing a goal like this, or if you're going to do this challenge, is you probably will not have a midday slump as long as you're being active and as long as you're getting stuff done. When you consume content or when you're looking at entertainment or anything like that, that is a great way to turn your brain off, and you get really tired really quickly because you're too comfortable. And that's something that I've experienced too much over the past year, where I've been kind of just consuming content and not really doing a whole lot, is you feel a lot more tired on average during the day because your brain isn't working. You're hardly awake. But is it sustainable to be productive and not consume content every day? Well, no. Successful people don't consume a lot of content, but that doesn't mean that they don't consume content at all. There's plenty of times where you see Hollywood actors or some incredibly rich, incredibly famous business people, and they talk about not consuming a lot of content, not watching some sort of form of entertainment. However, that doesn't mean that they're not watching an hour or 2 hours of content every day, whether that be on TV, on news, YouTube, streams, movies, TV shows, etc. The thing that they don't do is continuously binge it every day. They don't go 4 or 5 days straight watching 5 to 6 hours of content. They might do an hour or two every once in a while, or a day where they do like 8 hours of consuming content, but they're not going to do it every single day for 3 to 4 hours. So I think one of the best things you can do is take what I've done here today and change it from cutting out all entertainment and cutting out all content and just go for 2 to 3 hours. Try and get your most productive things done, your work things, your creative things. Try and get those things done before you start consuming content. Because the second you get into the, I'm gonna lay down, I'm gonna sit down, watch some YouTube, watch a video, watch a movie, that kind of sets you into a non-productive slump. And the second you start on that, it's very hard to get out of it. It's very hard to be motivated and then sit down and relax and then cut out of that relaxed state and go back into a motivated, go get 'em type of attitude. It's very difficult. So what I'd recommend is being productive first, and then you can consume content towards the later portion of the day. Like normally people would do in a 9 to 5, come back home, watch TV or something. That's totally fine. That's a great way to have balance in enjoying life and being productive, without being only productive and hating your life, or being only fun and not productive entirely. So what was the point in doing this? Well, I've been out of school for a year now, and I've noticed that I spend far too much time consuming content. And it's not even more than the national average. I just think I spend far too much time watching stuff instead of creating it. And I've never been more scared of having to work a grindy 9 to 5 job under someone that doesn't respect me or the work that I do. I crave the ability to work remotely and travel and get things done and scale with the work that I do. I don't want to start doing better and start doing incredible work and only get a 3% raise. I want to do incredible work and get 1,000% raise. I crave the ability to do what I want whenever I want. I want to have agency over my time and my life, just like you should. And the only way that I know that you can truly do that is to work for yourself. So this challenge was a way to prove to myself and to others that if you invest as much time into yourself as you invest in that 9 to 5 job you work, then you can do anything. You can be productive, you can be successful, and you can achieve all your goals. And most importantly, I needed to prove to myself that I can be a creator, not just a consumer.